And welcome to Thelma's podcast. I hope you're all having a great Saturday. Fantastic. I feel like I haven't been live for a while. My apologies. The thing is, when I book, my guest is goes with when they're available. So sometimes, during the week, they prefer weekends. Me, I go with the flow. Okay, today my guest is a singer. Is somebody that I basically seen grow up. So his name is Dani, and he's a singer and he's also an artist. So I would like to find out more about when his singing journey began. Okay, so I am going to invite request to join me live. Okay, I've sent you an invite. Now request to join me live. All right. So his mom is a friend of mine, and we've known each other for well over a decade. We've known each other for a long, long time. Okay, Dani, request to join me live. All right, I'm so happy he's here. Let me see if that's gonna work. No request yet. Okay. Dani Sonics, lovely, cool artistic name. Yes, I hope all of you, when you watch my podcast, you feel inspired. Hello,
Hello.
Dani.
Hi.
How are you? Can you see
I'm
me? Can you
okay.
hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello.
Lovely. How are you?
I'm okay. You?
I'm great. Introduce yourself to us, please.
Hello. My name is Dani. I'm a singer, producer, artist. I'm also learning sound and light design. So I do a bit of everything. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Be careful because when you move, the light is gonna,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
hide the light. That's it. Like this,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so Dani, when did you start discovering your passion for music?
Um I started at a very young age. I really enjoyed musical theatre and stuff like that. So I would listen to a lot of musicals. I think one of my favorite was Annie,
Oh,
the remake actually was one of my favorites. And I remember, I think I was singing one of the songs from the soundtrack. I can't remember which song, and that really got me into singing. So I started joining like choirs and stuff like that. And I think that's definitely where like the passion came.
okay, lovely. Because I know your mom is Italian.
Yeah.
Have you also been inspired by Italian music when you grew up?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think one of my favorite Italian artists, her name is Mina. I love her music. She has a very like soulful voice,
Mm-hmm.
and her music inspires me a lot, to be honest. So yeah.
Okay, lovely. So you started to sing when you were about what age? You started to sing.
I want to say about like 5, probably around that age. So yeah,
Oh, fantastic. The thing is, I've seen you grow up. I
yeah,
never knew that. I mean, it's just recently when I
yeah,
seen your mom posting, and I'm like, wait a minute, who is that? She said, that's my son. And I'm
yeah,
like, because I saw you since you were little. I didn't realize you can sing that well.
yeah.
Have you got? I mean, I don't know. So many questions I need to ask you. So you started to sing, like in primary school. Did you sing in plays and things like that?
Yeah, I did. In primary school, we did a play, and I was singing in it. Um, but I think the main thing from primary school is definitely the choirs.
Mm.
Um, like I had this amazing choir teacher who I saw again like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Oh.
Um, and she was amazing, and I think she's also one of the reasons why I kept on singing. Um, so the choirs in primary school were definitely a big part of it. So yeah,
That's fantastic. So when you went secondary school, obviously that passion,
yeah.
is still there. Have you developed more, like artistically?
Uh, Absolutely. I think in secondary school, I grew a lot artistically. I think I was still kind of obviously I think the reason a lot of people didn't know that I sung is because I used to be very nervous, and obviously I think that's a normal feeling. But in secondary school, it definitely like kind of started to calm down. I could actually go on a stage and I could like perform. But I have to say, after I left secondary school, that's when it started. I was a lot less like scared to be on stage. I could move around. So yeah.
I can see that. So
Thank
when
you.
you said after secondary school, so I feel like things started for you straight away. I mean, can you explain? So after you left secondary school, what's been happening with your singing
Yeah.
career?
So after I left secondary school, I kind of took a break from making music. But I've still been like performing. I've been performing a lot of covers, but I've also been performing a lot of my like songs that I've been working on recently that I haven't released yet, but I want to perform them and see what people think about first. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's
So
what's been going on.
that's amazing. So what type of music is it that you produce? What type of music do you do?
Honestly, a lot. I like to try a lot of different stuff. Um, but I think when I first started producing, I made a lot of electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel like any music that I make now, the basis is always electronic.
Ah,
Um, but I've made pop rock songs. I can't even think. I've made a lot of different types of songs.
yeah, I
So
love it.
yeah,
I love it because I've seen you have a YouTube channel, haven't you?
yeah,
Yeah, I've seen this. So I can't really describe what it is that you do because I feel
yeah,
like there's different things,
yeah.
and I
There's a
like
lot of
that. I
different things.
mean, why should you limit yourself to one type? I mean, if you have
Absolutely.
exactly as an artist, you should be limitless. You should be creative no matter
Yeah.
what. So does your family support you in what you're doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think my mom is very supportive. But I think a lot of my family isn't informed that I do this, which I don't think it's a bad thing, but also because I haven't been releasing a lot of music recently, I think it's okay that some of them like don't know.
Mhm.
But obviously as I grow as an artist and as I like create like a little fan base and stuff like this, they will end up finding out properly. But they all know that I sing, they know that I do all of this stuff. And cause a lot of the times it's hard to find time to do stuff when you're
Yeah.
doing music because it's not like a 9 to 5 job. It's like it's 9 to 5 and then you have to also find time after that to figure stuff out. And so there's a lot of times that I don't have time to do stuff. So they do know that like I do all of that, but yeah.
Listen, uh, about creativity is I spoke to many people that are artists like you, and they're like,
Yeah.
listen, this is a very lonely world because you have to plan things, you have to do things. So you haven't got a lot of time to basically let
Yeah.
people know about what you do. But what I'm gonna say, just don't give up. Like, don't worry. I know it's not gonna be always easy, but at the same time, you're gonna see the fruit of your labor. Because I
Yeah.
think your mom said that you do a lot of shows. Is that right? You go and
Yes, I
perform.
do.
So
I
can
do
you
a
tell
lot.
me about that?
Okay, so I work with an orchestra on the side, um, which we is like a young creative collective, and we create music for it's like mini musicals that are performed in South London, and we basically we create the music for it. We write the lyrics, all of that, and so a lot of the times, a lot of the shows recently that I've had have been that.
Hmm.
Um, for example, just last week I performed at the I think it was I can't remember the exact name, but it was a show in Croydon,
Mm.
and we performed one of our first like little shows that we did earlier this year called Roots, and so it was really nice to perform it again. And I believe we're gonna be creating some new ones early next year around that time. So that's when I'm gonna get back into actually creating music with them. But yeah, a lot of the shows I've had have been with them. I've also had some like little shows on the side, like performing covers, and very little shows like performing like 2 or 3 of my songs. Um I have a Christmas show next
Oh,
month, but it's like a private. event, but I do have a show.
Amazing.
And I believe there might be another one in March. So I do have some stuff planned.
That's fantastic. So you have the show. So how do you get booked? Do people contact you say, "Oh, look, Dani,
Um,
we like what you do," or how does that work?
Normally I'm the one contacting, but
Mm.
recently with these shows, especially the Christmas one, for example, they approached me,
Mm.
um, which I was really happy about. So, but that doesn't happen a lot. It is very hard for that to happen. I think you have to find connections a lot of the times, and that's a bigger part of being like being musical. You have to make a lot of connections. You need to be able to talk to people and all of this, and so I think that's the reason that they approached me for the Christmas show.
Yeah, because the thing is, like I said, your mom, I saw a lot of things. That's how I found out.
Yeah,
So I think you carry on what you're doing because you got your Instagram page, you got YouTube
yeah,
page. So it's about that's my advice, but about creating little cards for people to be able to contact you or leave your
yeah,
details so that people can see what you do. Because I'm sure there's gonna be more people contacting you. A
yeah,
lot more. Like, let's say I want to go to your show. What do I need to do? How can I find like? If you have this show, is it can I come
yeah.
or is it just private or
Um, you might be able to. I'll see. I have to double check. I have to
yeah?
double check, but I will see. But normally, in terms of people finding me and stuff, always at the end of shows, I'll always mention my Instagram. That's like
Good,
my main hotspot with
good.
everything. Um, but I have thought about like not little postcards, but I thought about doing like posters to put
Yeah,
around.
yeah,
And so I think I will be seeing if I can do that for one of my shows.
yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, let me give you a very good advice. It's as you said, it's about connections. You
Yeah.
got Alice, yeah. She's
Yeah.
good at she's very good in terms of drawing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe ask her to say, look, this is what I want as a poster. Can you do that for me? It's about using resources, using people around you.
Yeah.
So trust me, when I finish with you, find ways to talk to Alice or find
Absolutely.
ways for your mom to see because your mom, she's a great promoter. He
Yeah.
always posts things about you all the time.
Yeah.
So tell your mom to carry on doing that. But trust me, you're gonna carry on this way.
Yeah.
I can predict, you're gonna have a breakthrough. So don't worry about it.
Thank
Just
you.
carry on what you're doing. Just keep up. Do not when you go on stage, do not second guess yourself.
Yeah.
This is what you're meant to do. You got the look, you got the definitely the creativity, and you
Yeah.
got the talent. Okay, I've got
So
two more
much.
questions for you,
Okay.
right? So, have you seen those shows, Britain Got Talent and all that? Would you consider one day participate in those shows?
Um, I feel like those shows aren't really for me. Not um I'm not sure how to explain it. Like obviously I've watched the shows. I used to
Mhm.
watch them, especially around Christmas time. But I just don't think I would personally be a good fit on them. And I don't have a specific reason for that. I just like I thought about it before. Like my grandma was like, "Yeah, you should go on Britain's Got Talent." I was like, not sure. Um, I don't know. I feel like I don't have to be on those types of shows to get an audience.
Right,
I
you're
feel
right.
like I am able to create and like attract an audience without going on those types of shows. And I feel like a lot of the times those shows are kind of not rigged, but a lot of the times stuff are done behind the scenes, which like is not great. So yeah, I think that's why I wouldn't really like prefer to go on those shows. Obviously, if they accepted me and stuff, I'd obviously go, but I wouldn't be like, yeah, that's like my goal.
I know
Yeah.
what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. You're very like authentic. You're somebody
Yeah.
like original. You're not like I don't know how to explain this, but I know what you mean. You're
Yeah.
quite original, so you like to do your own things. So you're
Yeah.
right. So if let's say, would you contact your school to say, look, can I one day return and basically talk to students about, when you leave school, if you want to be a musician or whatever, would you be able to be like, I would like to be somebody, a spokesperson to do a workshop, based on people asking me questions and things like that. Would you be open for something like that?
Absolutely. I've spoken about this with some of my past teachers,
Mm,
and they have said I'm like welcome to come back to perform, and to do these types of stuff. But I have done something like that before. With the orchestra I work with, actually, when we're teaching our pieces to primary schools, because what we do is we create the pieces. Obviously, we have like the older group, which I'm a part of, which we create the music and all of this. But then we get like primary schools and maybe like some secondary school students to like help as a choir. So I've gone to like the primary schools and helped teach them, and a few times they've actually asked me questions about like being a musician and stuff like this, and I found it actually, I found it quite fun, so I probably
mm,
would.
mm.
um yeah.
Yeah, I think you should. And I work in a school,
Yeah.
and we did at the end of academic year, we usually do like the kids are off timetables. We have people coming and stuff like that. So it could be for musicians. It could be for people to talk about careers. So if let's say the school were to book you, would you be open for that for a whole day?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure in your Instagram you put something to say bookings, and
Yeah.
then maybe your mom's email or somebody, so that anyone that wants to book you, they can actually contact your mom or yourself.
Yeah.
Please, my advice, please take them. Yeah,
Yeah.
please, please, please.
Okay.
It's just too fun anyway. But listen, my last question, I want to say, first of all, a big thank you for your time.
Of
Thank you
course.
so, so much, because I know you're doing so much.
Yeah.
So to have this time with you, I feel so precious. But what
Yeah.
would you say to young people, who want to be musician artists like you? Like, what would your advice be for them?
Um, I would say don't give up. I think that's the main thing with me. There's definitely been times where like I've wanted to give up because like doing music is a very hard thing because I've been told so many times that, oh, like it's so hard to get a job in music and all of this. And I mean, to an extent it is, but it also depends like how willing you are to learn other stuff in terms of music. Like for example, I said I'm doing sound and light design also. Like I like to learn these other stuff so that I have more opportunities. And I think if the opportunities are still in the music industry, then it's a good thing. So definitely don't give up. Um, be open to learning new stuff. And yeah, that's kind of like the main thing. Oh, also having a good connection to family. I think having a good a stable group of people around you who
Yeah,
support you is a very good foundation to have. And yeah, that would be my like what I'd have to say.
that's fantastic. What I mean, how old are you again? Sorry.
16.
You're 16, but I feel like you're so mature. You're
Yeah.
so you're mature beyond your years. I feel like you have so much experience, and you're honestly, please do not change that about you, because you're a very sensitive, sensible person. Yeah, so please just carry on what you're doing and keep on inspiring people. So before I leave, make sure that you're gonna send me your YouTube, your
Yeah.
SoundCloud. I mean, every social media of yours. Just send it to me. I'm gonna post them. All right. And I
Okay,
want to say
thank you.
thank you, Danny. Thank you.
Of
Thank
course. Thank you. Thank you.
you. And I'll see you soon, all right?
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. Bye.